Thank you for your interest in Upstacked. Upstacked is an automated IT operations platform that allows internal IT teams, or MSPs, to operate infrastructures from an intuitive user-friendly web interface. As you can see, Upstacked is quite feature-rich. We will demo the key features in this video. The first thing we see when logging into Upstacked is a dashboard, designed to be your operations assistant. Here, you see how many unassigned tickets are waiting to be picked up. Active tickets with a short ETA. And tickets in pending state, about to be reactivated. Tickets SLA and response SLA being missed, for immediate attention. Upstacked is completely multi-tenant. Whenever more than one tenant is selected, data for all the selected tenants is merged, in the same view. This is true for the dashboard, and, for every module of Upstacked. Users are only allowed to select tenants, also known as infrastructures, if they have the permission to access the tenant. In other words, role-based access control is built in at the core of Upstacked. Now, let's move on to the topology module. Before we start, let's explain the key building blocks of Upstacked tenants architecture. With Upstacked, every main organization managing one or many infrastructures is a unit called a customer. A customer can be a managed service provider, or an internal IT team. A tenant is an infrastructure contained in a customer. A customer may have multiple tenants, also known as infrastructures. In this example, the customer blue tree has 4 tenants: Stockholm, Oslo, Test and Vattenfall. Oslo is shown in dark blue, because it has a discovered topology. Topologies may be discovered for the other tenants from this view, or from the admin panel. Once selected, the topology is shown in a hierarchical layout. The user may switch layout at any time. This topology is the result of a zero-touch discovery, in multiple domains. To the right, we see SD access devices, managed via Cisco DNA Center. To the left, we see Meraki devices, managed via the Meraki Cloud Controller. At the bottom, we see classic Cisco devices, as well as HP standalone devices. All in a single topology, created and updated dynamically, without any user interaction. The user may change the layout, move devices around, and save for future use. With Upstacked, you can manage devices from any vendor, in a single pane of glass. This is also the place to access our network provisioning module. First, let's have a look at the switches configuration on the Meraki dashboard. Notice the port description. Now, let's change that description from Upstacked. We see that Upstacked contains the same data as the Meraki dashboard. Let's add Cisco 2020 to the description. The change has taken effect. Finally, let's validate on the Meraki dashboard. There. An actual network change was performed from Upstacked. With this feature, an approved change can be automated and completed, without ever leaving your automated operations platform. The monitoring page displays a total view of the device's status across the various infrastructures. Notice how whenever more than one tenant is selected, data for all the selected tenants is merged in the same view. The ticketing page displays a list of all tickets for the selected infrastructures. When monitoring triggers occurs, all alarms are sent to our correlation engine. This engine correlates all events that are related and binds them together into a single ticket. Tickets are generated automatically and assign the same priority as the correlated event with the highest priority. Tickets may also be generated manually. The ticketing module is feature-rich and allows for a complete follow-up of various incidents. When working on an incident ticket, the current status of triggers causing the events are shown in the ticket. With a detailed inventory, we are able to generate a health check report showing the life cycle status of every device in the infrastructure, and whether a device has a known vulnerability and associated CVEs. Now let's see how to get all of this started. Customers onboarding has never been that easy. We first create a customer entity with very basic inputs. We then create an infrastructure entity. Associate it with the customer and enter the tenant's information. Notice how SLA contracts are filled by default to speed up tenants' creation. These should of course be updated to match the SLA contracts agreed upon with your customer. Standard operating procedures can be added here. These will be automatically attached to tickets automatically generated. We then have to create credentials that will be used for discovery. Let's start with Meraki API credentials. We can also add DNA Center API credentials. SNMPv2 or SNMPv3 credentials. And why not SSH credentials? Notice how all these credentials added in clear text are now encrypted. They can only be decrypted using the private key stored on the Upstacked monitoring agent. The final step is to create a discovery. Add the credentials created in the previous step. State the discovery IP range. Start the discovery, and voila! You have onboarded the customer. The devices are discovered and monitored, the live topology is created, the inventory is updated. Your network operations is now optimized.